Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, and today I am sharing with you part one of my garage organization, which is the main storage area. So I'm going to be sharing with you some tips, tricks, ideas, hacks, and all the things that you need to know to make your area not only look amazing, but be really super practical and functional. So as you can see, this is like exposed beams and yeah, it's not pretty. It's just a tin shed in the ghetto. Really, I'm just being honest with you. So if I can make this tin shed in the ghetto look amazing, and it hasn't got, you know, these painted plastered walls and epoxy floor, if I can make this area look awesome, then just imagine how amazing the areas in your house can look using these techniques and these tips that I'm sharing with you guys today. This, as I said, is part one, so there's going to be lots of little parts because this is a 4-car garage. So I'm going to be doing storage one week, and then I might do the main work area another week. I want to put in sort of like a gym sort of area. I will be doing the car area, and then I'll have like a kids play area. So make sure you're subscribed and your notifications are on so that you don't miss out on those videos. So basically the products that I'm using today are the Pinnacle storage unit from Bunnings. Now, yes, it is a bit of an investment. In saying that, it is powder coated and each shelf holds 625 kilos. So, you know, if you've got big tins of like paints and tiles and all that sort of thing in your garage, it is going to hold it. The other thing that I did purchase was the pegboard, and the thing that I like about the pegboard is, there's a few things, but one thing is this actually attaches to the side of it. Yes, it is about $20 more than like the MDF ones that you do see, but the quality is, I think the quality is so much better, and it also hides all that visual clutter on the side, so you won't be able to see what you've got like from the side. Now I've just blabbed on enough, so now I think it's time to get into this video and for you guys to see exactly what I've done. So let's jump into it.
Wondering if thousands of miles away the sky's just as blue. It's as if I'm stuck in yesterday when I'm thinking of you.
Okay, so we're starting off today by assembling the garage shelving unit. Now this actually isn't that heavy, so my daughter really wanted to help out, and I actually turned out that I really did actually need her help. This is definitely something that you should have 2 people for, because you're going to need someone to help you balance each end. But unfortunately, she did give up on it and she found better things to do. Did you ditch Mummy? My apprentice.
I have the day off work.
You have the day off work, really? What are you doing on your day off work?
I go to the tap and take my shoes off, and I put ballet shoes on.
It was actually, the box was more fun, wasn't it? We were inside the box before, and it was more fun than what Mum was doing. I don't blame her though, I reckon it would have been more fun. Was it more fun being inside the box, or was it more fun helping Mummy?
It was more fun being inside the box.
Yeah. Now, just something to keep in mind as you're doing this, that it can dent pretty easily as well. So I did actually bend one of the arms, that support, when I was using the rubber mallet. So just really keep that in mind when you're hammering down, just to be careful about what you're doing so you don't bend anything. Now it's time for the fun bit. I'm just popping things onto the shelves that I'm going to be putting on the bottom shelf. So I'm starting off with all the heavy like paint tins and all these building products that are really heavy, because I want them to obviously go on the bottom, the heaviest stuff on the bottom. Now for the middle shelf area, I'm not actually using heavy duty stuff. I'm actually using something that is a bit lighter, which are these drawers, and that is because it's really easy for me to open them and access them. I find that with tubs, I quite often just stick things on top because it is much easier for me to do that than to actually open it. Yes, lazy Steph. So knowing what I know, all of those things that are I'm going to be using and accessing a lot, and those things that are going to be at the eye level are going to be in drawers. Now obviously they're not heavy duty, so they're not going to be heavy things, so they're just going to be those lighter items. And just to reduce that visual clutter, I've just used some vinyl adhesive. So this is the stuff from Spotlight, and I'm just using a credit card just to get rid of all the bubbles out of it as well. Now if you're doing this, just a little bit of a tip, I just used the backing off the other one to create, you could say, like a stencil. So I was able to make sure that each of the vinyl was the same size. So just keep that backing piece that you've used, and then you're able to reuse that piece just to mark out the sizes of all of them, and that just saves you from measuring, you know, how many tubs you're going to be doing.
I'm gonna give this just one try. Or what if I told you you took my breath away?
Now that that is all done, we are back to putting everything into its places. So yes, this little cupboard that you see is actually pretty organized, but the problem is that I was far outgrowing it. So there's actually things on the pallet, things on the floor, in boxes that really should have been in there, so they needed larger tubs. So that's why I've sort of had this area. Okay, so I thought I'd do a bit of a product haul of the newbie that I just bought. Excuse, it's a bit of a rainy, sort of thundery evening, but I really wanted to get this done because, well, I just wanted to get it done. I'm just itching. You know how it is with a new project. Sometimes you're itching, sometimes you procrastinate. So this one I am itching to get done. This is what I've been waiting for to come in from Bunnings. So this is what I've got here, the 55 litre, and this is why I wanted it. Not only is it heavy duty, but it's got these really cool inserts. So the other ones aren't heavy duty that I've got in there, and these ones also all match, which is gonna look just so much more streamlined.
Never knew a moment could feel so right, could slow down time like this. Everything I needed is in your eyes and in your mind. Maybe it's great.
Okay, so these are the tubs that I have decided to spray paint just to give it that cohesive look with the black and the white. These actually had some permanent marker on them, and you wouldn't even know. And I have done a little reel on Instagram as to how I've removed it, so go and check that out if you want to see. And I'll tell you that it was on there at least, I reckon at least 7 years, that permanent marker. So anyway, go check that out if you're interested. Oi! Get out of it! It's gonna get hair all over my plastic. Ugh! This is the stuff that I'm using. So I'm just using this White King. It's a prime and paint one, and it is for wood, plastic, metal and more. So let's give this a crack. So I have just purchased one of these pegboards here, just to remove some of the visual clutter that is on the side here. So as you can see, it looks pretty dodgy and messy just looking at it like that, but by adding the pegboard, not only is it going to cover all that, but it's also going to add some additional storage. And these are super cool because you can actually get shelves for these. You can get things that you can actually put like spray cans on. You can add things like your screwdriver sets, all like heaps of different attachments. You name it, you can put them on these. So I'm going to just attach this to the shelf now, and we will put the little bits and pieces on here.
You are, 'cause tonight I'll be yours if you want it. You make me so bold. You make me so bold. You make me so bold.
Okay, so this is how the pegboard has come up. Excuse someone's on the whippersnipper or something over the road. Most of your stuff I've put to the middle because I'm a short person. The least use at the top because I'll have to go a ladder to probably grab some of that stuff down. Actually, I might be alright. I'll probably be okay, actually, but maybe. Yeah, probably be alright. It's going to be hard for me to put the tape measure back up, so yes, I will move that around. And then to the bottom, just stuff. Probably don't use that very much at all either, but yeah, I can pretty much access everything that's on there, so it's set up pretty well. So to reduce some of the visual clutter down the bottom here of all the paints, because it looks a little bit nasty, and also to downsize some of the paint, because some of the paints, not only are the tins had its day, and yes, I mean, I'm actually glad wrapped some of them and duct taped them. I don't even know how the paints have been surviving in there. So I'm going to downsize some of the paints into smaller tins and reuse the smaller tins, and also take this paint out of the smaller tins and put them into jars. That way I can reuse the other tins for the good paints that I have in the big tins that need new tins, if that all makes sense. And then I'll reuse jars for the medium-sized tins for them to go into, to condense them into like small jars, so then I've got more room on the shelf.
We're driving cars on a Mars tonight. We're blasting off to the stars tonight. We wanna go, go. We wanna go, go.
Now that all my containers are being spray painted and they're all dried, I'm just popping everything back into the containers. Now, as you can see, I've actually haven't spray painted the lid, and that's on purpose. So when I go to actually take it down, I can actually still see visually what's inside them. There is going to be labels on these anyway, so I will know what's in them, but just as another visual cue, I will be able to actually see what's inside them.
Driving cars on a Mars tonight. We're blasting off to the stars tonight. We wanna go, go. We wanna go, go.
Okay, I'm finally back from the shops. That was a big mission. So I was after these round little sticky dots which have Velcro on them to put all my labels onto the containers with. Now, the reason why I wanted to do this is because then I could easily peel them off and switch them around if I needed to buy larger containers, and also if I wanted to peel the actual label off and change a label in the future, I don't have to purchase a whole new thing and it can actually be taken off the container. So that's a method to my madness, but I ended up having to buy these 3M Command ones. So these are 4 pitchers, which is going to be fine because they hold 1.8 kilos, and these babies here are certainly not 1.5 kilos, so they're going to well and truly do the job. The only reason why I wanted the other ones is because these are $10 a packet, whereas opposed to the other ones are probably under $10 and you get a heap of them, and I would have been able to do the whole lot. So now it's up to labeling and I'm so excited. It's like the icing, so let's get cracking. So I am just starting off by actually measuring the area here, just so I can try and get it center as much as possible. And I'm just going to make sort of like a stencil thing, not really a stencil, but I'm just grabbing a bit of junk mail and I'm just marking it out on there. So then each of them are sort of like going to be even-ish. That's what the hope is anyway. I am able to measure the bigger containers much easier, but this one here, I'm not as confident. So this is just what I do. I've done this with all the other containers that I do as well. It's just so much easier just to have a little guide. And yeah, this is just me. I'm just making my guide.
You always find me here when world thinks that I've disappeared. You know just where to look. You know just where to look. And you have a heart of gold. And I look forward to growing old, 'cause I'll be old with you. Oh, I'll be old with you.
Okay guys, I hope you are excited, you're pumped as I am to see the final reveal. So let's have a look.
The sun awaits the day, yeah, and I'll await the time when I look you in the eyes and say, oh, I'll say I do. I do, I do, I do, I do. I do, I do, I do. And I'll plant a garden in the summertime and pick you flowers in the rain or shine, just because.
Okay, so let me walk you through exactly what I've done here. So basically up the top here, you've got all your Christmas stuff, you've got Lego, which barely gets used, like probably once a month I'll take it down. And then next to that, you've got beach and camping gear. Again, that just comes out in the hot weather. So, you know, once a year sort of thing, once a season, you could say. And then you've got Easter and Christmas, which obviously again, once, twice a year, and then your Christmas stuff. So with the organizing stuff, if you're a short person like I am, then always put these sort of stuff up the top, because it is one of those things you're gonna have to get a ladder to get to, and you don't wanna be getting things down that you are commonly using all the time with a ladder. Otherwise, you'll find that you might just leave it sitting on top of a box or something rather than actually putting it back into its right container. Okay, so this is my eye level right here. So this is things that I can really easily access and I use a fair bit. So these are things like painting applicators. You'll see how it isn't the prettiest in there, and that's exactly why I have put the vinyl adhesive on it. I am not one of those people who is very visual when it comes to organizing. So there's a few different organizing styles. So I'm definitely not that visual person. I like all my things being put away, but I do love them sorted. So this is the plastering in here. It's just got all the sanding pieces and stuff like that. And then you've got plumbing. And then we have some building, and then we've got, that one's a bit heavy, I've got the crafting one. Now this is some of the stuff from the craft room, and this is as much as I'm allowed to keep. So I did do a massive declutter. I haven't actually shared that video with you guys, but yeah, I did a massive declutter in there, and this is all I've been allowed to keep. So, you know, if it goes past this, then that's it. And this is the tiling box, which just has some tiling stuff to tile with. I have my lawnmower, which my lawnmower is like a battery powered one. So I've got all the battery packs and then just like the manual and stuff that goes with it. Then I have some ropes. So this is just tie down ropes. Pest control in here. So this is a 4-car garage. So this does get like lots of redback spiders in here, as I have mentioned before, and you've probably seen in previous videos if you've watched a few of my videos and I've been out here. So yeah, I do have to keep on top of spider bomb. So that is why I've got the pest control in here, and it's really easy for me to access and, you know, keep on top of that. So I've got a big tub where I can always make sure I can fill it, and there's no excuses. The next is the electrical, which there isn't much in here, but these are just spare bits of stuff that needs to go into my house for renovations. So as I was saying before, you know, I'd be able to take this off and literally peel off the writing and then change it to something else once I finish renovations. But most of this will be staying anyway. I might just take, you know, the plumbing one I probably won't need, and the electrical one I could probably just change up and put light globes in that instead anyway. Okay, so down the bottom here I have one which is for spare like organisation products. Then I have one for current projects. So this might be for like art, craft sort of projects, anything like that that I buy I can put into this tub. This one here is just a miscellaneous. It's always good to have a miscellaneous of just random stuff that doesn't have a home. And then you've got the toy one as well for toy rotation, which I do, you know, sort of like once every month or 2 months. Down the bottom here is just all the paints. So you did see before I did decanter them for a reason. And then I have the spray cans as well. I'm not sure if I'm keeping it like this. I'm just going to see how my little hands go. Usually she is like, she doesn't really touch any of my stuff and I'm always out here. So I'm actually really not concerned about any of this, but just in case it might change. And then I've just got the rest of the, you know, tile adhesive. I've got, you know, plaster stuff, and I've got tiling stuff as well, because as I said, I haven't finished renovations, and all of that is to go for the renovations in the house. And if you guys don't know, you can't actually store a lot of that stuff on concrete. It needs to be upright as well. So it was on a pallet originally, but now I've got this and it's got all the grates in it, so it is aerated and it's off the ground, so it's perfect for storing anything like that. In the back here is like mastic glue, all that sort of fun stuff, and paints and all that. There's lots of bits and pieces, waterproofing, all that sort of thing in there. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the back and it's not pretty. This side is a lovely pegboard. Again, just make sure that you are putting stuff in here that, you know, you can access. And like, if you're short like me, things with big handles are great to put up the top, because you can easily pick them up and put them back and take them down without a ladder. Other than that, yeah, that's just how this is looking, and I'm really liking it. And you know, you can add heaps of different things to it. As I said, this is one of the double hooks that I was talking about that you can get, and you can even get ones that can hold stuff like this as well, like better suited ones. But to be honest, the single prong ones are fine, they do the job. So that is just how that area is looking. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you've all enjoyed today's video. And as I said before, this is just part one of my garage organisation. So I have other areas. This whole shed is going to be divided into particular areas and zones, and I will be sharing them with you as I finish them, and you will see videos. So definitely check out that playlist if you're interested in seeing more of these. And yeah, I hope you've really enjoyed and feel really inspired by this. And if you do want to see more from me, I do have a Facebook and Instagram page. Don't forget to go and check those out, and I will catch up with you next week with a new video. I'll see you then. Bye.